Good morning, students. In the last lecture, we learned something amazing about the alkyne compounds, chemical reactions of the alkyne compound. Among them, we discussed about acidic character of the alkynes. After that, we discussed about the addition reactions. In that portion, we discussed about the addition of hydrogen, then addition of halogens, after that addition of hydrogen halides. After that, in the next lecture, we discussed about the addition of water, linear polymerization and cyclic polymerization. In the cyclic polymerization, we come to know that when ethine is passed through red hot tube, iron tube, at 873 Kelvin temperature, it is converted into benzene. So, aliphatic compound converts into the aromatic compound. And for the more explanation, we solve problem 13.14. In this lecture, we are going to start our next topic, that will be aromatic hydrocarbons. But before we start, I want to tell you some important news that because of the current pandemic COVID-19, our Gujarat board has decreased your syllabus by 30%. So some of the topics has been reduced and we are not going to learn it. Among them, the first topic which is going to be skipped will be aromatic hydrocarbons from this chapter. After that, nomenclature and isomerism of aromatic compounds has been also eliminated from the syllabus. After that, structure of benzene has been also eliminated. Then, resonance and the stability of benzene compounds has been also eliminated from the syllabus. And the last topic which is eliminated is aromaticity. So, these topics has been deducted from your syllabus, so we are not going to learn it. Obviously, the students who have selected the options for JEE and NEET, so these topics will be introduced to you guys in the GNEET lectures. So right now we are going to start aromatic compounds from the preparation of benzene. So today's first topic which we are going to study will be the preparation of benzene. So in the preparation of benzene, benzene is commercially isolated from coal tar. That means in the industrial area or industrial mass production of the benzene has been done by the coal tar. Okay, where can we get coal tar? Coal, a destructive distillation of coal gives us three different products. Among them, the first one will be the coke, after that coal gas, and third one will be coal tar. This coal tar has many different hydrocarbons in it and it also contains benzene. So we are going to separate benzene from the coal tar using this method. Okay. After that, however, in the laboratory we have three different methods to prepare benzene. Among them, the first one will be cyclic polymerization of the ethine, that we have done in the last lecture. Ethine passed through red hot iron tube at 873 Kelvin temperature and it will be converted into benzene. Okay, so that was the first preparation which was used for the preparation of benzene in the laboratory. After that, second preparation will be decarboxylation of aromatic acid. Okay, decarboxylation has been already completed in the portion of alkanes. So in this chapter we have already completed the decarboxylation. Still, let's do this again. So first let's draw benzene. So this is our benzene right? Alternate double bonds, and any of one carbon is containing of COOH, which is known as a benzoic acid. It is our benzoic acid. Okay. First, benzoic acid is converted into the sodium salt. So we are going to react it with NaOH. So when benzoic acid reacts with NaOH, it is converted into benzoic acid. Okay. So instead of COOH, hydrogen, COO Na will be there, and alternate double bonds is compulsory to write, plus acid plus base gives me salt plus water. That's why H2O will be released. In the sense, COOH will provide the H plus and NaOH provides the OH minus. So it is a sodium salt of benzoic acid, or you can say sodium benzoate. When sodium benzoate reacts with NaOH in the presence of CaO, NaOH plus CaO is known as a soda lime. We know that already, right? When NaOH reacts with sodium benzoate, it gives us benzene. That means this particular portion will be reduced, and from here hydrogen will take place of COONA and C6H6 will be obtained, and Na2CO3 will be the byproduct. We have done it already in the alkanes decarboxylation. Ethanoic acid converted into the methane, right? So that portion, that concept has been used over here. After that, third method for the preparation is reduction of phenol. First of all, we have to remember the formula of the phenol. This is the formula of phenol. Remember that correctly. Benzene has OH attached to the one carbon. One of the hydrogen has been eliminated, and at that place OH has been substituted. So benzene with OH is known as a phenol. When phenol is heated with the zinc powder, when phenol is heated with the zinc dust, it is going to converted into benzene and ZNO will be released. Means oxygen combines with the zinc and hydrogen will be attached over there. So basically we have three different methods to prepare benzene. First will be from ethyne, second one will be from the benzoic acid, and the third one will be from phenol. So that was the preparation of benzene. After that, let's discuss about the properties of the aromatic compounds. First, physical properties. Okay, which type of physical properties are there? First, aromatic hydrocarbons are non-polar molecules and are usually colorless, liquids or solid with characteristic aroma. So they have given us three different points with single sentence. First was aromatic compounds are non-polar. Second thing, they are colorless, liquid or solids, because aromatic compounds mostly start with 5 to 6 carbons and gaseous compounds are only up to 4 carbons. That's why all the aromatic compounds are either liquids or solids. Okay, they are colorless, they are liquid and solid, plus every single aromatic compound have a characteristic smell. Every single aromatic compound have its own smell. Okay, you are also familiar with the naphthalene balls. The naphthalene balls which we use in our home, white balls that we put between our clothes in the toilets so that insects do not harm clothes or toilets do not smell bad. right? So that naphthalene balls are used in toilets for the preservation of clothes because of unique smell of the compound, and it is also a moth repellent property. Remember that what is moth repellent property? That means insects repellent, means insects do not come near to the naphthalene balls because that smell is repelling. Okay. Again, aromatic hydrocarbons are non-polar. Because of that, they are insoluble in water, immiscible with water, but they are readily soluble in organic solvents. Organic solvents like CCl4, carbon tetrachloride, CH2, carbon disulfide, petrol, kerosene, like that. And the most important thing, they burn with sooty flame. They burn with the black fumes, sooty flame, right? So this was all the physical properties of the benzene. After that, let's discuss about the chemical properties of the benzene. Arenes, or you can say aromatic compounds, are characterized by electrophilic substitution reactions. Look at the word substitution reaction. Although benzene have 3 pi bonds, 3 alternate pi bonds, benzene do not give addition reaction. Why benzene is not giving addition reaction? Because these pi bonds have a special stability of the resonance. These pi bonds are going to continuously change its place. That's why they are delocalized. Okay, they have a resonance structure. Benzene have 2 resonance structure, right? Pi bond shifted from one structure to another structure. That's why benzene have a special stability, and because of that special stability, they do not give addition reaction, they simply gives substitution reaction, and specially electrophilic substitution reaction. However, if you want to do addition reactions and oxidation reactions, you have to provide extremely harsh conditions, or you can say a special conditions also. Okay. So in this chapter, in this course, we are going to study electrophilic substitution reactions of the benzene. Okay. A common electrophilic substitution reactions of arenes are nitration, after that halogenation, after that sulfonation, then Friedel-Crafts alkylation, and then Friedel-Crafts acylation. So total 5 different reactions we are going to study for the chemical properties of the benzene. Among them, nitration means NO2, halogenation means Cl, Br, Ni, sulfonation means SO3H, alkylation means CH3, C2H5, C3H7, acylation means COCH3, COC2H5, COC3H7, like that. Now look at the word electrophilic, means we are going to use electrophiles, and electrophiles have positive charge. That means NO2 plus, Cl plus, Br plus, I plus, after that SO3H plus, then CH3 plus, C2H5 plus, COCH3 plus, COC2H5 plus, like that. So let's start with the nitration. Okay. Nitration means we are going to add nitro group, and for the addition of nitro group we are going to use concentrated nitric acid, HNO3. Okay, let's discuss this with a very clear note, so you do not have to worry about anything. Okay. Okay, this is for the safety lectures. Okay. Now, first of all, we have to use nitric acid, concentrated nitric acid. Okay. Now concentrated nitric acid, let's draw the structure of nitric acid. Okay, so NO2, because we need NO2, so I am not going to draw separately, connected with oxygen, nitrogen connected with oxygen and oxygen connected with hydrogen. This is HNO3. When HNO3 is added with sulfuric acid means H2SO4. Okay, sulfur have 2 double bonded oxygen and 2 OH. Okay, so this is the H2SO4 and this is HNO3, right? Now both are concentrated acid and temperature for this reaction is nearly 50 degrees Celsius to 60 degrees Celsius. Okay, remember that. So we are going to heat both of the acids. Obviously sulfuric acid is more acidic than HNO3, that's why sulfuric acid is going to release H plus. Sulfuric acid is going to release H plus, that's why oxygen becomes minus and it will provide us HSO4 minus. So if sulfuric acid is proton donor, nitric acid will become proton acceptor, that's why it will release OH. In a second language, if sulfuric acid act as a acid, nitric acid act as a base. Okay, so when this reaction occurs, nitric acid release OH minus and nitrogen becomes plus. Okay, and sulfuric acid release H plus. So H plus and OH minus are going to combine with each other and it is going to release H2O. Okay, plus NO2, but we need NO2 as an electrophile, that's why it is positively charged and it is going to release simply, you can see over here, HSO4. Okay, HSO4 minus. Now this NO2 plus comes near to the benzene. This is our benzene. Okay, we know that every single corner of the carbon has one hydrogen and every single carbon is equivalent. Every single carbon is same and every single carbon has one hydrogen. So this NO2 is going to substitute any one of the hydrogen from the benzene. Suppose this hydrogen has been replaced, so NO2 will take its place and hydrogen will be replaced by NO2. So NO2 will be in the place of hydrogen without affecting the pi bond and it is going to release H plus. Now you can see that this H plus will be added to HSO4 and it will give us simply H2SO4 again, right? So this H2SO4 which we have used is obtained return and that's why H2SO4 is catalyst over here and HNO3 is our reactant. Okay, now our main product will be nitrobenzene and H2O will be our byproduct. So a whole reaction scenario is given over here. Benzene reacts with concentrated nitric acid and concentrated sulfuric acid. This mixture is known as a nitrating mixture. Remember that this mixture is known as a nitrating mixture at a temperature of 322 to 333 Kelvin temperature, that means 50 to 60 degrees Celsius, and hydrogen will be replaced by NO2, that means it gives us nitrobenzene and a byproduct H2O. So that was nitration. Obviously this mechanism is easy and we are going to study it deeply with the electron transfer in the next lecture. Okay. After that, our next topic is halogenation. Our next topic is halogenation. For the halogenation, they have used chlorination. So simply we are going to do chlorination. Okay, let's do this. So for the chlorination, we will require Cl2, and for that we have drawn the Cl2, okay, and AlCl3, aluminium chloride, okay, aluminium attached with 3-chlorine, anhydrous aluminium chloride. Okay, now look at this. Chlorine is highly electronegative. That means chlorine has more electronegativity than aluminium. That's why electrons of the bond will be towards the chlorine, and all 3 chlorine becomes partially negatively charged, whereas aluminium becomes partially positively charged. Okay, because of that AlCl3 act as a simply Lewis acid. That means it can be attached to the Lewis base. Okay, when this bond is going to be broken, one Cl becomes minus and one Cl becomes plus. So simply this Cl minus will going to be attached with the aluminium, and it will provide us AlCl4 with negative charge and Cl plus. Okay, now this Cl plus is going to react with the benzene. So let's draw the benzene. Okay, this is benzene and this is for the product. Okay, now first double bond, second and third double bond. Here our hydrogen. If you do not write the hydrogen, then it will be okay for us, because it is not necessary to mention the hydrogen. So chlorine is going to replace the hydrogen over here, and it will give us chlorobenzene. You can see that clearly. This temperature also takes place as 50 to 60 degrees Celsius, and H plus will be released. Okay, now this H plus is going to react with AlCl4 minus, and it will provide us our AlCl3 again. That means AlCl3 is the catalyst over here, and H and Cl minus will give us HCl. Okay, so HCl will be our byproduct. If we are doing bromination, HBr will be our byproduct. Okay, look at over here. Arenes reacts with halogens in the presence of Lewis acids like anhydrous FeCl3, FeBr3 or AlCl3. As I told you, it should be anhydrous, otherwise the acidic character will be lost, and it will provide us chlorobenzene and HCl as a byproduct, as I told you. Okay, after that our next chemical reaction is sulfonation reaction. Now sulfonation have two different methods to do. Okay, sulfonation can be done by two different methods. Okay, the first method, if we use oleum. Oleum means fuming sulfuric acid. We come to know that word in the 10th in the preparation of sulfuric acid by contact process, right? So I am drawing the oleum over here, H2S2O7, or you can say H2SO4 and SO3 mixture. Okay, so you can see that it is our oleum H2S2, total 7 oxygens. This is our oleum. Okay, now You can break any one of this bond. Suppose this bond is going to be broken. Obviously oxygen has more electronegativity, so oxygen becomes minus and sulfur becomes plus, and it will provide us, this is SO3H, right? And because of the electronegativity difference, sulfur becomes positive, whereas this portion SO4H minus, that's why HSO4 minus. Okay, now SO3H is our electrophile, our reactant, so simply SO3H is going to be added, okay. So double bond and double bond, a hydrogen over here reacts with SO3H plus, okay. These are going to be replaced by each other and it will provide us simply benzene sulfonic acid, okay, and it will release H plus. This H plus reacts with H2SO4 and provide us H2SO4, okay. So there is a slight correction in your reaction. If you are using oleum, H2O is not our byproduct, H2SO4 is our byproduct. Remember that if you are using oleum H2S2O7, H2SO4 is our byproduct, not the H2O. So there is a mistake over here. Remember that, replace it with the H2SO4. Now the second method, this was the first method. Now we are going to do the second method for the preparation of, okay, below reaction will be the same, that's why I am not going to replace this, okay. Now instead of oleum I am taking two sulfuric acids, okay, two different molecules of sulfuric acid, okay. This is our first sulfuric acid, reacts with another sulfuric acid, okay, I have drawn it wrong, okay. H2SO4 plus H2SO4. Remember that everything, single thing over here is concentrated. Now when two sulfuric acid has been taken, simply one sulfuric acid will remove the OH and another sulfuric acid will release the H plus. OH and H combines with each other and forms H2O, okay. It releases the H2O. Now if OH has been released, sulfur becomes positive, and if H is released, oxygen becomes negative. That's why it will give us HSO4 minus from here and SO3 plus from the first sulfuric acid here, okay. So this SO3H plus will react with the benzene and gives us benzene sulfonic acid, and H plus reacts with the H2SO4 and gives us HSO4 minus and gives us H2SO4 back. So one of the molecule of H2SO4 is catalyst and one of them is reactant. That's why our byproduct will be H2O, okay. So H2O will be the byproduct, but when we are using H2SO4, not fumic acid, if we are using fuming sulfuric acid, H2SO4 will be byproduct, and if we are using H2SO4 concentrated sulfuric acid, our byproduct will be H2O. So correct this over here. The replacement of the hydrogen atom by sulfonic acid group SO3H in the ring is called sulfonation. It is carried out by heating benzene with fuming sulfuric acid, okay. So that was all for this lecture. In the next lecture we are going to discuss about the alkylation, Friedel-Crafts alkylation and Friedel-Crafts acylation. Thank you so much.